For the average person, we live up in the, when I say up, we live in the upland, or the Great Lands as it's referred to. And out here on the prairie, we're up on that flat land. Now, when you come over here to the Lac qui Parle County Park, you are going down into a river valley. It is like a miniature Minnesota river valley in a sense. And so you're going to go from the prairie to a riverine environment. The Lac qui Parle County Park in its entirety is a total of about 240 acres today. It is the original founding place, if you will, of Lac qui Parle County because the very first settlers settled in this area right here. It's a rich example of the flora and fauna of a riverine environment. You might say it was always destined to be a park because of the way nature laid it out. The river created it, the Lac qui Parle River flowing through here, trying to match up with the Minnesota River. And as such, it's a very dynamic river, and that river has cut into the landscape here and made these depressions and all these different features right here. Therefore, it is a unique environment and it should be preserved. I am David Craigmile, and I am a volunteer at the Lac qui Parle County Park. And I have been essentially volunteering here for quite a number of years, and I've been very interested in this park ever since I was in high school, actually. Lac qui Parle County started purchasing these various parcels individually, not all at once. And it became known as Lac qui Parle County Park, whereas over the many years, it was locally known as Nash's Grove because a group of the Nash family started settling here in the early 1870s. The original village was going to be called Bison City. It was a very much just an embryo town, our village, as you will. It was platted out, a store was opened, but a store on that day didn't mean much more than like a spare room in your house today where they had a few goods. The county commissioners that were elected were the ones that were looking out for Lac qui Parle Village and not Bison City. And so they chose Lac qui Parle Village as the county seat. And so then subsequently, the little store that had opened up over here picked up and moved their items over to Lac qui Parle Village. The cemetery over here being kind of in the woods in the northern part of the Lac qui Parle County Park, it was decided that the cemetery should also be by the church. And so after about 1884, well then the cemetery was used over there, and there were probably no more people buried in the Lac qui Parle County Park Cemetery. It's like going back in time where there are horses riding on the trails like it used to be when the area was settled, crossing the river and all of that. It is a unique park, and it is a unique history, and it deserves to be preserved.
Postcards is made possible by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota. Additional support provided by Margaret A. Cargill Philanthropies, Mark and Margaret Yakel-Julien on behalf of Shalom Hill Farms, a retreat and conference center in a prairie setting near Windham, Minnesota. On the web at shalomhillfarm.org. Alexandria, Minnesota, a year-round destination with hundreds of lakes, trails, and attractions for memorable vacations and events. More information at explorealex.com. The Lake Region Arts Council's Arts Calendar, an arts and cultural heritage funded digital calendar showcasing upcoming art events and opportunities for artists in West Central Minnesota. On the web at lrac4calendar.org. Playing today's new music plus your favorite hits, 96.7 Cram. Online at 967cram.com.